So just to show you this diagram again, because Thanos did present it in the last one, this is a diagram here about the Polkadot ecosystem with parachains. Now, so what we have here is a few things. You got the relay chain, you got the validators, you got parathread pool, you got collators, you got other blockchains. It's a lot of information that has gone into one diagram. So what I've done to simplify things for this particular conversation here is to create this one, right? Just a simplified version of that. So what we had previously was the Aventus blockchain built on Substrate. And I do have to say that it's been an incredible journey how we've come from the Aventus blockchain being built on Substrate, being deployed mainnet February 2021, with the idea that we are always going to be part of the Polkadot ecosystem, and to actually come into a space where we are now a parachain in the Polkadot ecosystem, right? So what you have here is a Polkadot relay chain, and this, you can see the little squares there identified as slots. There are slots on the relay chain for different blockchains to become parachain, to become part of that Polkadot ecosystem. Right, so now focusing more on the Aventus parachain here, you see we have these new terms called collators. Now, collators are brought into this subject here because they operate differently from how validators would operate, right? And the fact that collators are now in the mix now changes the game on how we talk about consensus, right? So first off the bat, one of the key things that's changing here because of our being a parachain is consensus. Now, previously we were purely proof of stake, right? But now with consensus, it's a bit different now. The idea here is that because we're part of this relay chain, we then derive some significant level of security from the relay chain itself. So to ensure that, well, what tends to happen in this parachain Polkadot ecosystem here is that you have consensus being split down into two, where you have block authorship and you have finality. And we keep control of block authorship and the relay chain keeps control of finality. So we have a set of collators on the Aventus parachain, and what these collators do is they group transactions and author a block. So they group these transactions into a block, and the block size is basically dependent on the weight of the transactions that are in the block, right? So they group these transactions in the block, and then they submit this block as well as a state transition proof to the relay chain validators. Now, the relay chain validators are not validators on the Aventus network. They are validators native to the Polkadot relay chain and are assigned to the Aventus parachain randomly and periodically to validate the state transitions that are coming out from the Aventus parachain there. So by doing this, they've got now a random set of validators who are validating this, and this just takes decentralization and consensus to a whole new level now, because now you've got another set of nodes validating your transactions and making sure that what's coming out, what's been put in the state transition proofs is actually correct. So that's great there. So in that sense, we derive a large part of our security from the Polkadot relay chain. And of course, because the Polkadot relay chain itself is a nominated proof of stake as well. So we also benefit from that security that's happening on there. So just to present you with this, the ideal validators and the Aventus network now has now been replaced with collators, and it now follows the structure that I've just explained there. So.